right, yes.
Hi, I go to an American liberal arts college. Thank you so much for existing. You
Oh.
probably saved
Hooray!
my life.
Yeah.
But I was wondering, I found these uncanny similarities between the very right-wing kind of religious conservatism, or that view of women as needing protection and kind of extolling feminine virtues like vulnerability and all that, and the kind of very left-wing opposite of that. And it almost seems like they're coming full circle in the sense that now I've been told that reading a book would be too much for me to cope with because of a certain experience I've had in my life, right? Or like the thought that like somehow just reading a poster of some sort, or like a man being in the classroom, would somehow unsettle me to the point where that man would need to leave the classroom to make that classroom safe for me to be in.
Yeah.
So how do you see the similarities?
Oh, absolutely. I feel that human beings need religion. They need a religious perspective, a cosmic perspective. And getting rid of the orthodox religions because they were too conservative has simply led to the new religion of political correctness. All right? And so it's the same kind of fanaticism. I mean, I have found that second wave feminists, it's like the Spanish Inquisition. I'm not kidding. Okay, like anything with any form of dissent, even within feminism, is treated as heresy. Okay, and they actually try to destroy you. When I wrote my piece on date rape in 1991, there was clearly an organized campaign among feminist groups to get me fired from my university. They harassed the president of the university, and who thank heavens, okay, I had tenure, but also he took the very enlightened view that faculty are free to express their views about the thing. But if I were a younger faculty member, I wouldn't have dared to speak out. Okay, I would have been vulnerable in the promotion process and so on. So I do think that the independent thinkers have been driven out of academe. I mean, there are plenty of men who just gave up. Okay, I remember being. There's a young woman, Katie Royfey, for example, who's gone on to write various books and so on, who's the daughter of a novelist, a well-known novelist in the United States and so on. And she had told me, it was like 20 years ago now, I said, aren't you going on, okay, in graduate school? And she said, well, that was my dream, to become a professor. She said, but I don't dare. She said, because there's no place for me in academe. I wouldn't. And I said, but it's only through dissident young free thinkers, okay, who make their way, in the universities, who will change the universities. And now eventually she does teach now on a kind of ad hoc basis, I think, at NYU. She's returned to it. But every independent thinker, okay, every person who is a truly original thinker, who has been driven out of American academia, at least, over the decades. I've heard abundantly from letters I've been getting for 25 years. I mean, there was one letter I remember very, very clearly from a woman who said that she was now painting houses in Missouri, okay? And she said that she was in the comparative literature program at Berkeley, which is extremely PC and so on. And she said that every time in their seminar that she would express enthusiasm about the work under study, okay, and people would look at her as if she had created some offense, okay, because of course the new style is that you take this deconstructionist view, debunking view of great literature and art. Therefore, you wade into something which is admired by others, and you, with your red pen, check off, racism, sexism, homophobia, and so on. Right? So this is what's happened, is that the universities have increasingly become a place for the time servers, for the obedient, for the servile, right? And the true independent things are gone. Okay? And therefore, this is what I say, okay, is that every individual, male or female, must see life as something that you are personally responsible for. You are responsible for your own education. Okay? You cannot be dependent on teachers, or people should be looking at college not as a place to receive. Most of the teachers are going to be conventional. Instead, it's an opportunity to read in the library. That's what I did. I went into the library, and I just my shrine was Yale's Sterling Library. I just went in there and I ransacked. Okay, so just floor after floor after floor, book after book after book, and I discovered all kinds of things, forgotten or suppressed voices. They're out there. Okay, illumination and enlightenment are there, available for every individual. It's a matter of personal responsibility. That's the essence of my feminism and of my approach to life. Okay, so